Everybody told me that I sound like CG5. Probably because I am CG5.
اصلا برو این دهن کثیف تو بشور با صابون بی معرفت. اصلا
I was in rehab at like 15. I feel like this is not my biggest issue.
A noite chega, ela só quer dançar.
But it made you stronger. I was a child. I didn't need to be stronger.
You know what's funny is trans people accidentally misgender people sometimes too, but instead of some cis people seeing that as a learning opportunity in how they correct themselves, some cis people just look at it as, see, it is hard. Like, why?
He cut his hair, changed his name, wore a binder, but somehow you still see him as a girl? What else can he do? He isn't a girl, he's a boy, and he always was a boy. He was just born in the wrong body. Stop calling him by his dead name. Stop using she, her pronouns on him. He is a boy, a real boy.
You should know this indigenous trans woman. Dialectical is a trans Afro-Andean woman from Quechua parents. Peru's most well-known trans leader, she appeared prominently against Manuel Merino's failed legislative takeover in 2020. She's also a leader of the party Nuevo Peru and attempted a campaign as the first indigenous trans woman running for Congress in 2021. Her proposals were expanding trans and cis women's rights and local family agriculture. And she continues her work today.
This is my voice 1 day on tea. This is my voice 1 month on tea. This is my voice 2 months on tea. This is my voice 3 months on tea. This is my voice 4 months on tea. This is my voice 5 months on tea. This is my voice 6 months on tea. This is my voice 7 months on tea. This is my voice 8 months on tea. This is my voice 9 months on tea. This is my voice 10 months on tea. This is my voice 11 months on tea. This is my voice 1 year on tea.
Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to dress like a Vivienne Westwood model. Vivienne Westwood, if you're seeing this, hire me. First, put on a blouse. Any blouse, doesn't matter. Then add either a corset or a vest to give off that Victorian feel. For bottoms, I layered skirts, but you can layer anything you want. If you have plaid, try to incorporate that, as it is a Vivienne Westwood staple. Add either high socks, tights, or leg warmers that don't really match the rest of the outfit. Accessorize your outfit with gloves, hats, and bonus points if you have pearls. Put on a statement shoe. The higher the heel, the closer you are to Vivienne in heaven. R.I.P. And just like that, you look like a Vivienne Westwood model. You're ready to hit the runway and...
Things non-natives say to me.
Wow. You're Native American? You get casino money. I heard y'all go to college for free. I went to a reservation once. You don't live on the reservation? So how can I be a good ally? You know, I took a medicine class last year. I'm a healer. Will you pray for me in your little ceremony? I did peyote once at Coachella. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I actually had a dream I was a Native American princess. What does it mean? Can I touch your hair?
Here's some people you probably didn't realize were people of color because society has whitewashed them, part 2. Beethoven. His mother was a Moor, and his death mask actually highlights his African features, meaning the Beethoven we see depicted today is not fully accurate. Jackie O. She's actually a member of the Van Sals, I might be saying that wrong, family, which is known for their mulatto, I hate that word, heritage, basically meaning biracial. Clark Gable, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome, was dark and handsome for a reason. He didn't hide his Black and Native American heritage, and actually on the set of Gone with the Wind, when he saw the bathrooms labeled colored and white, he refused to work until all of the cast members were treated equally. Derek Jeter, his dad is African American and his mom is white. Pete Wentz, his father is English and German and his mother is Afro-Jamaican.
Why isn't the media reporting on this? Trans pro boxer Patricio Manuel recently beat another cisgender man, and it was total domination. He actually damaged him so bad, they had to stop the fight because the other guy was bleeding so much. But mainstream media will not report on this as they do for trans women because it doesn't fit their narrative that trans men are disadvantaged and should be excluded from sports for safety. And trans people are a danger in sports. General, my man Patricio knocked the other guy down twice. Once in the first round, then in the third before they had to call it. Now, look at the fight video again, folks. If you tell me that is a woman, then you're batshit crazy.
Okay, in 60 seconds or less, this is what hot mask people are wearing in the spring.
Hello, no hate to this person, but it just makes me think about how we can still replicate hierarchies within queer culture. Hierarchies of beauty, hierarchies of class, as seen through how well we are able to conform to beauty standards, even if they are queer beauty standards. And I'm also thinking about the intersections of queer identity and desirability, and how when we try to conform ourselves into what we perceive as trendy or as popular, we often sacrifice time that we can spend getting to know ourselves outside of what we do for others, as far as being visually appealing or easily understandable. And like I said, no hate, but like just examine how much energy you spend trying to appear cool.
As a trans person, people ask me all the time, they'll say, Dylan, like, have you done it? Did you do it? Did you go out and do it, girl? And I'm always like, what are you talking about? And they're like, have you had the surgery? And first of all, I want to say, oh my God, thank you so much for asking. I love fielding questions about my genitals. And second, it's kind of a personal question. One I don't always feel comfortable sharing with people. But you know what? I think I'm in a place in my life where I can talk about it. So I guess I just want you to know that with like a lot of time, a lot of pain, and a shit ton of money, that, I did get the surgery. I got a second dick installed, y'all. Yeah! I got that double pump action going on. I can play both bongo drums at the same time, and I can DP your girlfriend by myself. So hope that clears things up. If you have any more questions about my body, feel free to keep it to yourself. Thank you. Goodbye.
I want to talk to you today about dialectical thinking. Dialectical thinking is the process of being able to basically think from multiple perspectives at one time. One really important tenet of dialectical thinking is the ability to hold two seemingly opposing truths at the same time. For example, we can know that someone has hurt us in the past, but still have loving feelings for them. We can have an anxiety diagnosis, but also know that we are working towards reducing our anxious thoughts. We might know that we're a good person, but we also know that we might do harmful things. For me, dialectical thinking is fundamental in emotional healing because it reminds us that we're complicated human beings. This is an antidote to black and white thinking, or the idea that we hold too tightly to certain rules in our life. Life is meant to be gray, and if we can understand that, we can make huge strides in our own emotional healing.
Just did some research now. Now listen, hear me out. I'm just going on a rant. I'm cooking red beans and rice, right? And I just did some research because somebody was tricky and they did this. We're going to put red in front of kidney. And we got red beans. So we have an actual thing in the store that's called small red beans. Hear me? Red beans. And then we have a thing called kidney beans. That's technically what they're called, but they put red in front because, of course, both of them are red. But if you had to say the predominant bean in the red beans and rice should be small red beans, because that's what the fuck it's called. Now, in the black culture, we don't use the small red beans. We use kidney beans, right? Go to the store and get kidney beans for a recipe right next to the same bean that should be the bean that's right next to the fucking kidney bean. We're gonna go to the store and get the cousin, the kidney bean. Yes, we know her name say red, but we're gonna use her in the recipe red beans and rice. We're gonna outcast the fucking small red beans that's actually in the red beans and rice wordage, and we're gonna call it red beans and rice, but it's kidney beans. Who the fuck came up with this? I just wanna know. That's disrespectful.
I just got this comment on one of my videos saying, "Hey Kai, I'm a non-Indigenous person. Can I identify as Two-Spirit?" And before I even got a chance to respond, somebody else came and commented, "Just identify as non-binary. It's the same thing as Two-Spirit." Really quickly, let me explain why that's ignorant. You see, many Indigenous nations use the term Two-Spirit as an English colonial settler term, kind of like a placeholder term that attempts to describe what exists individually, uniquely in so many different nations, something that is so beautiful and vast and complex. Things like sexuality, gender, ceremony, names, roles, culture, relationships, and so many more. So even though many of our beautiful Two-Spirit kin may identify as non-binary, saying that non-binary is the exact same thing as Two-Spirit essentially just erases all of those beautiful things that I just mentioned. Let's remember that Two-Spirit is spiritual. It's community-based and it's sacred. And that is exactly why it is uniquely and exclusively for Indigenous people.
How many black friends do you have at BYU?
Honestly, none. That's okay. But honestly, I'm kind of awkward and I don't have a lot of friends anyway,
no
so.
No worries. Thank you.
I have 2 friends that are black at BYU.
I have 1.
I don't have any black friends at BYU.
Same to you.
Unfortunately, I don't either. I wish
I did.
I wish I did. I want to be friends with you guys.
We can make that happen.
2. What's their names? Yamin and Isaiah. Oh, not Yamin. Okay, cool.
None.
Oh, dang.
One. My roommate.
Well, I actually have quite a few just from like the other athletic teams. I don't know. I can't really count.
Are you an athlete?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. How about you?
I would say similar. Like,
You're an athlete too?
Yeah, we danced together on Cougarites.
Ooh, okay.
Yesterday I saw a TikTok that said, "I'm non-binary, but I'm a black woman." And the amount of people in the comments being obtuse on purpose was so frustrating. All these white people in the comments were saying like, "Chronically online, y'all are doing too much, you're making stuff up, and how can you be non-binary and a woman?" And I need y'all to understand that especially for AFAB people of color, gender impacts us differently. Female presenting people are going to be treated differently based on how they look. And black feminine people face a very unique kind of oppression called misogynoir, which is a term coined by Moya Bailey to discuss the intersection of oppression that black women face. And if you want to learn more about intersectionality, you have to read Kimberly Crenshaw. To simplify, all kinds of oppression are interlinked, from capitalism to racism to sexism to transphobia. They're all connected, which is why we're seeing cis black athletes being targeted by transphobic policies due to their natural testosterone levels. Black women are masculinized due to their race, and the inverse happens with Asian men. So it's not unreasonable for the creator to have some ties to black womanhood, especially because black female people are masculinized constantly. I'm just sick of white queers thinking that they're the arbitrators of what gender expressions are valid and what's not. Also, since gender is a whole spectrum, there's going to be gender expressions, pronouns, labels, etc., and combinations of them that don't make sense to you. But that's because gender is a spectrum. It's infinite. Newsflash, everyone experiences gender differently, and just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it's invalid. There are no rules to gender identity expression. Keep yourself out of people of color's business. Shut up.